Did you sleep last night? We live in a sleep-deprived nation, and that can lead to severe health and safety issues. But the good news is there are things you can do, and Dr. Craig Schwimmer from he's the medical director of the Snoring Center. He's here to help us avoid what we call sleep bankruptcy. Right, Craig?
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. You just shared with me it's National Sleep Awareness Week.
Exactly.
So obviously this is a subject that is warranted the attention.
Well, and it's a big deal, right? Election day gets a day and sleep gets a week.
And gets a week. I would say we're winning in the sleep battle. Do we not get enough sleep?
We don't.
No.
We are a sleep-deprived society.
How sleep-deprived?
Well, 61% of us don't get the recommended amount of sleep, enough sleep.
It's a lot of tired people walking around.
It's a lot of tired people and a lot of health consequences.
Okay.
We are a chronically underslept society.
Gosh, and that's probably because we just continue to overextend ourselves and we're really busy. Is it still that 8 hours that we need to be getting?
In general, adults need about 8 hours of sleep, somewhere between 7 and 9, but the average is 8, and most of us don't get that. And the simple fact is that if you wake up in the morning and you have to hit snooze 3 or 4 times and you need 2 cups of coffee and a shower before you're up and going, you've not had enough sleep the night before.
Right, and this is a lot more than just being tired and walking around yawning. This is health issues we're talking about.
This is a big deal. Health issues in every sense of the word. Sleepy drivers, as we've discussed in the past, are more dangerous than drunk drivers. Sleep deprivation is responsible for a significant percentage of automobile accidents and fatalities in the United States every year.
Yeah.
We've talked in the past about the role that sleep deprivation had in the Exxon Valdez oil tanker crash, in the decisions that led up to the Challenger space shuttle disaster, as well as countless automobile and bus and truck and train accidents that we read about in the papers every week. So from a public safety perspective, the impact that sleep deprivation has on drivers is huge.
Okay.
On a personal level, sleep deprivation has been linked to a whole host of chronic illnesses.
Like cranky husbands?
Cranky husbands, that's the least of it.
Chronic issue facing our nation today.
Cranky husbands are bad, but obesity is worse.
Right.
And you can draw a line correlating sleep deficit and risk of obesity.
Do you think we're just not getting the message? Because obviously with 61% of us not getting a good night's sleep every night, and so many studies clearly demonstrating we need it, why are we not receiving this message?
There's a whole host of reasons. One is technology. You know, back in the good old days, there was no electricity, so you went to bed when it got dark, you got bored, and you woke up when it got light. And over the past 100 years, the average length of time that we spend asleep, adults, has gone from 10 hours to under 7. And a lot of that is that we just have a lot more going on. There's a lot, we're reading, paying bills on the internet, just doing all of these things that keep us from getting the sleep that we need, that stimulate us and make it more difficult to then transition into sleep.
Okay, so before we see a doctor, there's some things we can do at home to improve our sleep hygiene, to get us to sleep the right amount and to stay asleep, because that's my biggest problem. I don't really stay asleep. I wake up a lot.
And that's actually a huge point, because the fact of the matter is that sleep hygiene, and people can go to the Snoring Center website and get a whole list of things that they can do to improve their sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene works better than sleeping pills.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about sleep hygiene. One of the temperature in the room is one, I know that.
Temperature in the room, in general, people sleep better in a cool, dark, quiet environment.
Okay.
Big thing, try to have a regular sleep cycle. Let your body get into a pattern. So go to sleep and wake up the same time every night.
And you say it all the time, and that works. It really does.
Absolutely. Have sort of a calming bedtime ritual. You know, if you're running around and getting the kids and getting them to bed and then you're paying your bills and doing stuff, well, take a few minutes and do some light reading or some stretching or have a cup of chamomile tea. Yeah,
doing bills before you go to bed, not a good idea. Really bad idea.
Yeah, not a good way to get sweet dreams.
No. So when do you know, okay, so you can take care of your sleep hygiene, you can go to the website to see what you can be doing at home. When do you know you need to seek the attention of yourself, a doctor?
If you think about your sleep needs and you perform the common sense interventions, sleep hygiene, avoid alcohol and caffeine close to bedtime, all of those things, and you're still having issues with daytime sleepiness, difficulty initiating or maintaining sleep, if your bed partner says that you snore so badly that you stop breathing and you're scaring them, then you need to do something about it. Then you need to call
Craig up and you're going to help us get a good night's sleep. All right, well, happy Sleep Awareness Week to you, Craig. Thank you for being here today. And the Snoring Center has offices in Dallas and Fort Worth. And for more information on either location, you can log on to snoringcenter.com. And still to come,